Gorgeous night in Southern California. Massive midweek game in the United Soccer League from the California Republic itself and Orange County's Champions Soccer Stadium. Orange County set to take on San Antonio FC. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast. That's Morgan Conklin, the former Virginia Tech Hokie. Mike Watts alongside. And when you look at the Western Conference standings, this game means a lot for both teams. For San Antonio, after a year that ended in heartbreak against RGV, they can officially clinch a playoff spot for the first time in franchise history. And they can open the door for Reno to do so on the weekend in their expansion year. While Orange County in 10th place, with a win tonight, can move as high as 8th and knock Colorado Springs out of the playoff picture for the time at hand. Now, Morgan, when you think about the game we have coming up, San Antonio defensively has been fantastic all year long. They may have the defensive player of the year on their roster in Sebastian Ibeaga.
And they are extremely happy to have him back tonight. He missed their last game. He was suspended for yellow card accumulation. He slides back into the center back role next to Cyprian Hedrick tonight. Leads the San Antonio FC team in minutes, a huge part of the USL's best back line.
A team that's allowed just 15 goals all year may have their hands full with a man who made the move from Seattle to Orange County. Irvin Parra has had good results no matter where he's been.
And he has 7 goals on the season, but 6 of which have come earlier in the season when he was with Seattle Sounders. He scored his first goal this past Saturday for Orange County against Swope Park, the game winner for him. He gets the start once again, his 4th appearance for Orange County and his 4th start for them as well.
Let's take a look at starting lineup. San Antonio never left Southern California after their 1-1 draw with Galaxy 2, yet they do make 5 changes.
And most of their changes occur higher up the field. No Billy Forbes. He is an 18, though, for them tonight. Also, 19-year-old Connor Presley gets his first professional start up top tonight for San Antonio. But the key to their success in terms of Darren Powell, what he has said is the collective defending that they like to play with. And that all starts with the foundation of defense that their back four brings. So keep an eye out for them tonight because Orange County's really looking for a result.
They need a result, and that's why they made no changes after their first win at their new stadium against Swope Park on the weekend.
And a week ago against Phoenix, Richard Chaplow got his 7th yellow, so he missed last Saturday's game in terms of yellow card accumulation. He was suspended for that game, so they brought out this lineup. They got the result, the 2-1 win against Swope Park, so they stay with it tonight. They're looking for results, and it seemed to work for them.
So we'll see if they can't create a bit of a win streak here. Orange County ended a 9-match winless streak in which they scored just 5 goals last time out against Swope. Meanwhile, a chance to clinch, a chance for the best defense to show off again. The action comes your way next.
Cal South is the official state association for soccer in Southern California with 154,000 youth players. We have soccer opportunities for all ages and skill levels. Our recreational leagues focus on creating a balanced and competitive setting. The Cal South Pro Plus program is the most progressive, inclusive, and successful youth player identification system in the U.S. Visit calsouth.com, connect, and join us. Cal South, excellence in soccer.
When you're responsible for your family's health, you need a partner you can trust. Let Hoag Medical Group guide your way to award-winning physicians and specialized services, access to Chalk Children's and convenient urgent care locations. Hoag has been recognized as one of the best regional hospitals by U.S. News and World Report. Get the peace of mind that comes from knowing your whole family receives the care they need at Hoag.
When I was first diagnosed, they gave me about 2 years to live.
After they took it out, they did some additional tests and it found out that yes, it was a cancerous tumor.
I had an aorta dissection and that triggered a stroke on top of it.
I've been in treatment a little over 2 years. They saved my life.
If I hadn't been pregnant, they would not have found that mass. If it hadn't been for Ben, I might not be here.
It was amazing that he has knowledge to do what he has to do to save me.
I could go for anything on that rack right now. The churros, the pretzels, and guess what? In-N-Out Burger has its own stadium truck that they've rolled up in Orange County. So all the fare necessary for a great night out at the park. Welcome to the show with Morgan Conklin, Mike Watson. Let's take a look around the United Soccer League. Some major notes between these two teams. Orange County playing another home game. They absolutely need a win tonight, or at least a point, if they hope to move further up the standings. And for San Antonio, this is a team that's playing as well as anybody, and they could clinch a playoff spot this evening with a victory. So here we go. It's Diego Restrepo starting yet again in goal. What a year he's had. Conceivably the number 3 when it all began. Cochran taking it away from Van Avijk. Alejandro Mariscal is the referee this evening. Cyprian Hedrick moving into a more familiar center back role that he used to play with Oklahoma City Energy. White jerseys tonight for Ben Noonan, who passes it back in San Antonio. Ibiaga's got some pressure still. But Chaco providing that effort. Well, that's an interesting way to concede possession after owning the ball the first 70 seconds.
Well, it's nice to see from Orange County how they're coming out so early, getting after the San Antonio team. A team who, if they have the ability to build out of the back, they'll do so. Why push forward right away? For them, they can take their time and build up how they like, but by Orange County applying pressure, it's not allowing San Antonio to play that way, especially early on.
Comes to Oscar Sorto. Touchback by Van Avijk. And through for an early opportunity for Oliver. Off of Ibiaga, throw to Orange County. They're looking for a handball, it won't come. Oliver playing to Franco. Service across, gonna be a good start for Orange County. Snapped out by Hedrick. Cesar Elizondo starting it up the other way. 3 players suspended for the last game, including Chris Tierpak, who drives ahead for San Antonio. Driven well off frame. Aaron Powell, the head man for San Antonio, year number 2. It was heartbreak at the end of last year, falling to RGV with a playoff spot on the line. Well, they'll have match point over the next 6 games to assure themselves of a playoff position, and even if they don't win, there's a good chance that they'll back in regardless. All but assured that they'll be in the USL Cup Playoffs this year. Stays with Orange County. Logan Paws, the head man for OCSC. They could move into playoff position this evening. They have 2 games in hand on Colorado Springs entering the night. Restrepo cheekily playing out of the back. Cochran, Ibiaga. Well, this is dangerous. Before Pacheco got there, San Antonio collects and sends it upfield. Presley providing a bit of pressure. It's a bit surprising. This team started at the new stadium, Orange County, with a 4-game homestand. Took 2 points away from it. Unable to find a win. Did have a couple of interesting games in there, including a 1-1 draw with Phoenix that featured a late equalizer in stoppage time. It took till the weekend to find their first victory here. Van Avike working in on Cochran. Takes a deflection, skips off the side net. Corner for Orange County.
And Mike, in speaking with Logan Paws, he had just said it just wasn't good enough from his team. You have to take advantage of games at home. It's just simple soccer. It comes down to needing to win games at home when you're comfortable, and he just didn't feel that they did that.
Van Avike whips it across, and the header snapped over the bar by Rodrigo Pachaco. The forward from Argentina looking for his first goal in an Orange County uniform.
And you see Van Avike just busy. He's busy on the ball. He likes to be around the ball, which is a good thing for this Orange County team when you see Jerry Van Avike trying to create. Doesn't come across with Pachaco, but that's a good sign that he's getting a touch on it, because these San Antonio defenders are not going to allow a cross, if it's a good cross, to just fall within the box. So Orange County needs to continue to be dangerous if they want to get a result.
But we talked about being simple, and that was a pretty simple cross, simple header. No taking on 3 players at a time. That's what Logan Paws has been looking for.
Exactly, and it's getting the cross off. That's what he wants, is seeing the ball that needs to be played, playing it. But the other end of that is it's not just the finishing, but it's the fighting for the ball, bringing the competition in terms of winning the cross around goal, because oftentimes you see a team send in multiple crosses a game and nothing comes from it, and San Antonio is a team defensively, like I said, that's not going to allow a finish easily off of a cross.
15 goals allowed all year by San Antonio. They have a realistic chance down the stretch to set the league's single-season shutout record. Well, here comes Presley, 19 years young. Spry moving up the field. Gordon putting on the moves and sending the service. Tierpak on the post, sends it in front. Elizondo the target. Headed back towards the corner. Tierpak is offside. San Antonio can strike with such tremendous impact in such short time.
Well, and we talk often about Orange County playing simple, but you see San Antonio do it on the other end. But Gordon adds a little bit of flair to get that cross off, and Tierpak just plays the ball exactly where it needs to go, back in the path of Elizondo.
That was a cheeky little turn on the ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's adding a little flair to simple. Just a little something.
Kicked away before Irvin Parra arrived. Irvin Parra snaps the header even further. Took a deflection, flag up for offside. Parra drove it wide in the end. It was Pacheco who sent it toward the near post.
This is a good start for Orange County. They're creating, and they have numbers forward. You see Van Avike around the ball. You see Pacheco getting a touch, but also there's an option of Franco coming up from the outside back position early in the game, and I think that is something that can really set a tone for Orange County and make a statement to San Antonio that we're going to have numbers forward and there's going to be options, so it's not going to be simple to defend.
Through the game of the week over the last month or so, we've seen Orange County a handful of times, and I don't remember Franco getting this far forward this early in a game in the games we've seen him.
No, and it's been frustrating as an analyst to watch. Personally, as a fan who likes seeing outside backs get forward.
Whoa, as a outside back who likes to see other outside backs get forward.
Anyway, as I was saying, and Franco's a player who, when he gets forward, is so dangerous, and we often don't see it until the second half. So it's nice that he's setting a tone early.
Here comes Cochran. Speak of the devil, took a deflection. Lyon is there. I'm not sure we expected the game to open up in a way that we'd see fullbacks making those kinds of runs this early when San Antonio is so good defensively. At times, you sort of expect them to be a little further back.
And it's a really good sign for Orange County because they are at home. They have not gotten the points that they needed to get at home. They've had a couple, but not as much as they should have had. And I think they know that there's not many games that they can take advantage of like this against a difficult opponent coming in. They have nothing to lose. They have the ability to clinch a playoff spot. Why not start the game with a lot of energy? Why not push high? Because if you sit back, you're just waiting for San Antonio to come at you over and over and over. So why not make your mark on the game first?
Hume tries the left. Osekuda sending it long. It's a bit too far. And Diego Restrepo will take over. 10 shutouts now in 20 starts. 2009 College Cup MVP at the University of Virginia. It's been quite the rise for Restrepo after the early season injury to the presumed starter. Well, this is a bit shifty now. Gordon, Jamaican national teamer. Elizondo trotting forward, sends the service toward the back post. Headed back too far for Tierpak, who was trying to do something pretty special. It seems like whenever he scores, it takes something pretty special. .25 years old. Charlie Lyon drives it away. Hedrick goes in. Went over the back of Irvin Parra. Alejandro Mariscal sets the ground rules.
Hedrick just trying to get to the ball, but you can't. You just can't do that. You can't jump over and push a player down.
I mean, you could try, but
most referees won't allow that one.
Franco for Van Avijk. Van Avijk trying to sneak by Cochran. Oscar Sorto getting ahead in the action. Parra. Van Avijk. Cross. Bouncing wide and slid away from Pineda. Another look here. Pacheco on the ground. Can Parra turn on it? Again. Over the bar. Ibiaga there defensively, and Parra a bit shaken up.
Parra did exactly what he needed to do in that moment. Went for the shot right away. It's a beautiful ball played in. It stopped, but the way he turns and gets the ball on his left foot, how he can quickly turn. Ibiaga tries to get a touch there, but he turns so quickly, and Ibiaga's body is facing the other way. He has to completely turn around. So Parra did as much as he could in that moment to get a shot off.
When we spoke with Logan Paz right after Parra came into the equation, the ball turned over at midfield to Oliver. So he gives us something we don't have, and his ability to transverse all areas of the box already beginning to show some dividends.
Well, and Orange County was just trying to find an answer. They have Julito Fernandez, who is starting on the bench for them tonight, but a player who was playing center back, and then you see him at forward, just looking for answers. They said he was a player that was team first, would do whatever was needed, but just looking for answers. They're moving a defender into the forward position.
Van Avijk deflects off Cochran. Another corner for Orange County in a game that so far has more than lived up to the offensive billing. Corner coming for Orange County. Oliver. That's short. Presley coming after it all the way back. Oscar Sorto. Hey fans, stay up to date. The latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune in to USL Coast to Coast, Mondays 7 p.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC Channel 85. And don't forget, SiriusXM FC airs the USL Game of the Week. Check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Darren Powell, the guest this week, talking about not only his team's ability to coalesce so quickly this year, but what to look forward to with their group over the last 3-4 weeks of the regular season. Van Avijk all the way to the corner. Cochran took it away. These former Virginia Tech outside backs. Well, he played at Louisville too, but Virginia Tech. Too far for Van Avike.
I like that matchup a lot between Cochran and Van Avike because Van Avike loves going 1v1. Cochran, I think, is one of the best outside backs in the league. The way that he defends, closes down the space, but also Cochran likes to get forward, and it forces Van Avike to track him and have some more defensive responsibilities. So I think those two will be going up and down the line both ways all night, and they're both players that aren't going to shy away from a tackle.
Kick back towards Para after Ibiaga made the initial clearance. Para ends in a goal kick to San Antonio.
You can see Orange County almost playing for corner kicks when they don't have much there. Para picked his head up, knew he had the defender on him, and just tried to hit it off him to give his team an opportunity. And I think that's something that they've had a couple from chances not coming off and being deflected, but I think also that was a deliberate try by Para there to pick his head up and really try to hit it off of his defender to get his team something, because where he was on the field, he was stuck. He wasn't going to do anything.
Wasn't quite able to get it off Ibiaga, who's moving ahead again. Elizondo. Rochandel. Van Noonan. Tierpak tried to take it away. That's into the bleachers. Fans still filing in. You can hear one of our crowd mics right on the gate. Slipping down, now Para goes in a second time. Not even advantage, just simply play on. Two players still down, Maxi Rodriguez the other, along with Para. So Orange County into the attacking half without their really most significant offensive player to this point. So far, so good for Orange County. Van Avike comes back to Franco. Van Avike, square ball. Para couldn't get a touch. Para on it now. Lifting it through. Into the corner. Options arriving, and Restrepo is there to pull it in. Carlos Alvarez was lurking in the background.
And Carlos Alvarez had a great first touch right at the beginning of this replay to bring the ball central and play it into congestion. And it was popped back out wide. Tried to keep it alive, but Orange County, look at the numbers that they have getting forward. San Antonio is not easy to break down the way that they defend as a team, but Orange County sending these numbers gives them a great chance anytime they go forward. They have options.
It's Franco at midfield, Oliver reversing. Presley and Elizondo both in that half. Trying to take the ball away from this Orange County side that's done well so far. Off of Noonan stays men in black and orange. Jose Guda coming forward. Most of his youth career with Tigres in Mexico. Presley charging in. Long ball drops over the top. Irvin Para was offside. '20th minute scoreless. Sebastian Ibiaga in this San Antonio defense, allowing just 15 goals this year. They look for their 14th win, which could put them into the USL Cup Playoffs officially for the first time in their short 2-year history. Ball for Rodriguez is a bit short. Oliver. Breaking through, Pachaco. Big contact with Ibiaga. Foul conceded. Ibiaga, not a small 6'2", and Rodrigo Pachaco sprinting right into him.
That's a hard tackle. The way Pachaco's going with his speed, Ibiaga just coming out, standing firmly to go in for that tackle. A tough place to give up a free kick if you're San Antonio. Orange County has proven to be dangerous. They send numbers forward once again, so if there's a deflection, if they decide to chip the ball and they have players around.
Could be Oliver or it could be Van Avijk. Van Avijk seems to be the one who's set to take it. 6 goals on the year. Jerry Van Avijk drives for goal. Deflects out. Corner, Orange County. Another.
I think his mind was made up before that ball even hit the ground.
No doubt. No doubt. Newnham guarding the post. Third corner. Van Avijk. One fist to it from goalkeeper Restrepo. Back toward the corner again. Van Avijk putting on the moves. Swerving it in. Bouncing back. Shot ripped in off of Ibiaga. Alvarez screaming for a handball. Picked up by Restrepo.
That ball just played over the head of Walker Hume, which is kind of difficult to do so with his 6'5" frame, but nice connection there. You can see Ibiaga not wanting anything to do with that handball, not thinking it should be one whatsoever. But I like the fact that Orange County has a set piece. It doesn't fall. They get another set piece on a corner, and they keep the ball in play to make it dangerous. They play out and then reset and go at it from a different angle. But they keep the numbers in the box. Like I said, Hume was in there. That's a good player to have if you're building up once again.
Hume with a ton of size. Loney from FC Dallas coming into the equation month of August. Hey, soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the United Soccer League. More information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Seemed to hang up there for an eternity for Cochran. Back by Rochendell. Neither team's really content sitting back right now. Both teams have had a lot of movement from their front four.
And I like that. Two teams that need results, but in different ways. For Orange County, for them to stay up in playoff contention, and San Antonio to clinch. First ever opportunity for them. So I like the fact that you see both sides getting after it. But for Orange County, they need this to take advantage of opportunities at home. Especially towards the end of the season, they really cannot afford to not get points at home. To only have 2 in that long homestand that they had just was not good enough. So they need to take advantage of the opportunities that they have.
They're staring down the barrel of 3 straight road games next at Vancouver, then at Real Monarchs, the top team in the league that's lost only once at home to this very San Antonio side. And then there's the road trip to Colorado Springs in high altitude, where they have to focus on the possibility that they're facing a team that's in the playoff position that they want. That could be a 6-point game conceivably. Cochran, that's good ball. Gordon. Wide now. Presley bounces in. That's easy for Lyon.
You can hear from the sideline the way that they were just speaking with Connor Presley when he had the ball at his feet wide, saying, go, go, go. They want these San Antonio players to get at the back line of Orange County. They want them to get after it. And what's nice, I've said it for Orange County, but also for San Antonio, the numbers that they're getting forward with.
Advantage played, and so Orange County continues on. Oliver reversing, lifted back. Oliver's gotten in behind. Oliver continuing on, popped off of Hedrick. And off Rodriguez as well. Another corner for Orange County in the 26th minute. Fourth corner, Morgan, and so far their most recent corner their best because they kept it in play.
And I think they just need to take advantage of these opportunities. Just keep the ball in play. When they can get forward like this, force San Antonio to move out of their defensive shape, force them to move, and then build back up from there.
Those corners are risky business against a great counter-attacking San Antonio side. Orange County cleans up what could have been a bit of damage there with 3 white jerseys moving upfield. Cyprian Hedrick, now Newnham. Both guys who came into the equation in the offseason. Newnham in Louisville last year. Hedrick, his 10th start of the year. Really the utility man of this back line for much of the season. Coming from Oklahoma City Energy. Newnham, Tierpak on the turn. Back from a 1-game yellow card accumulation suspension. Comes right to Pineda. Well, here comes Pachaco. Has an overlapping run. Pachaco will give it a go off of Newnham. Segura dropping off. Here comes Hume. Segura. Service that Restrepo makes the catch on.
Mike, on your show earlier this week, Darren Powell spoke about the collective team defending that he thinks is part of the reason why this San Antonio defense is so good is because they do it as a team. And that just means that each individual line, the defense, the midfield, the forwards, they all defend together. It starts with the forwards, where they decide to pressure, and then the rest of the team follows suit. In San Antonio, you just see their shape defensively, the way that they pressure the Orange County back line. It's almost that they lull them exactly where they want them to play it, and when it's played there, they pounce and they go as a team and really squeeze the space. And that's just one thing that makes them so difficult to break down. Even when Orange County gets the ball and can go with speed, they're so organized that it's tough to break them down.
What's amazing is how many different players have had to play a role in this. Matt Cardoni, the goalkeeper at the start, and then Johnston played a couple of games. Restrepo has grabbed hold of the position. Then you look at the defensive positions. McCarthy is available on the bench tonight, but Hedrick slips right in. Seems like they've got an answer for everything. There's Cochran. Elizondo. Elizondo slicing across again. Elizondo! Well off target. We enter the 30th minute.
And Mike, going back to that a little bit, I think for a team like San Antonio that is so good in transition, when they can get the ball and go, you often see teams like that who just sit back and wait for the other team to make a mistake. But San Antonio is a team that has the ability to defend collectively as a team, but also go forward, and they don't wait back for it. They press high when they want, but they go as a team. They squeeze the space and can go in transition, but as a team. And they really check off all the boxes for what makes a team difficult to beat. They check everything off.
Look at Elizondo's effort a moment ago. Reversed for Hedrick. Hey fans, the USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world. It features some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date, all the latest league news and information by visiting uslsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter at USL. Tier pack continuing on. Tier pack across Gordon, and it's over the foot of Elizondo and out of play altogether. Really pretty stuff from San Antonio, but it falls short of the net.
Tierpak with a fantastic turn, and he has two options. He has Gordon, but he also has Presley coming across the top of the box, and then he has Elizondo on that far post trying to get on the back of the flick from Gordon, and it just bounced over his foot on that far post. That run from Chris Tierpak, the way that he flicks that ball back, the defense is running towards him. So when he cuts it back, they have to stop and turn, and to have numbers there, that's such a dangerous opportunity. San Antonio just got a little bit unlucky there and couldn't put it away.
The way he backtracked with the ball between his feet that way, I feel like that's something you can't do if you try every time, much less to the effect that he did it. Gordon didn't miss that by very much.
And Gordon did what he needed to do in that moment. He didn't have time to bring the ball down and then try to play it. He didn't have time to back up and try to volley it. He had to get ahead on that, and he had to misdirect. He had to direct it back to that far post. He had to get it away from the path that was coming into the line of Elizondo coming forward. So he did what he needed to do also.
Charlie Lyon will slow it all down. We've spoken with both coaches over the course of this year, and we asked whether or not what Lyon has done in his first year as a starter for Orange County or Estrepo has done in his ascent to the starting job was surprising, and neither coach was willing to use that term. We heard amazed from Logan Paws, and on the other side we heard about the work ethic and all the work that Restrepo has provided from the San Antonio side and Darren Powell.
Mike, I often wonder if coaches don't want to use the term surprised because they don't want it to seem like their players aren't capable or they didn't think we're capable of what they've been doing. But when we speak about it, it's surprised about the circumstances that have caused someone to step into a new role, or surprised at how they've stepped up when it was needed. And I think you can train and you know what a player can do, but the circumstances of a game can bring out a whole different set of talents in a player that you can't mimic in training. You only get that in a game. And I think when we ask coaches that, it's just, did you ever think, this scenario would happen and they would step up the way that they have?
That Lyon would be this good, that Restrepo would be this good is the question. Not that we didn't think they were capable starters. Lyon has a lot of experience. This is risky here. Presley continuing on. Now Gordon's giving chase. Bit lucky that took a hop to Rochendell. Rodriguez sending up the right side. Noonan high arcing service to the back post. Gordon turns over his shoulder, drops it back. Well done to Elizondo. Taken away, but Cochran there to recollect. Ibiaga. Elizondo putting on the moves, laying it off. It's Gordon! Put down by Lyon. Gordon puts it over the bar in the end. Well, Gordon's had 3 great opportunities tonight to score. A great save here by Lyon.
Charlie Lyon coming up big once again. We were just talking about that. Gordon, the ball falls right where he needs it to. He gets the deflection, You never get a shot like that right at the top of the box. Lyon comes up big. He can't get the rebound to go. What set that whole thing up for San Antonio? Elizondo had 2 opportunities to turn and had space right around the box. For Orange County, that's not good enough. That cannot happen.
The race is on. Gordon's brought it down. Gordon sends it across. It's out of the reach. Maxi Rodriguez. And off a tier pack and out for a goal kick. San Antonio can make it look like the wheels are falling off in a real hurry, and Charlie Lyon seeking a 7th clean sheet up to the task.
Game after game for Orange County, Charlie Lyon comes up in times when you really think that he's back there alone, it almost seems like at times. The way that the attackers have a clean look on frame, for whatever reason it happens, whether it's luck, whether it's a nice move, it happens too often, but he comes up time after time for Orange County. Point blank. As an attacker, as any player on a field, any player, doesn't matter what position, to get an opportunity in the center of the goal, in the box, right at the top of the box, you do that in practice, but that never happens in a game. That should be a simple finish, and it was a great strike from Gordon, but Charlie Lyon, just a massive save.
Lyon last year with Seattle Sounders too, but well familiar with Logan Paws from the Chicago Fire organization in that area in Illinois. Logan Paws jumped at the opportunity to make him the starting goalkeeper there. Last year they had brought in Brandon Miller, who's since moved on to Harrisburg. Cochran, it's a good give and go. Cochran poking it ahead. Presley jumping up over the sliding challenge of Sorto. Hey fans, stay up to date. All the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast, Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC Channel 85. Cross by Presley is cleared. Surely we'll talk about this one. And of course, the USL Game of the Week airs on SiriusXM FC. Check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Here comes Presley. Deflected and out wide to Van Eyck.
A nice tackle from Oliver just to stop that attack from Presley getting forward.
Presley has shown off his ample energy, youthful exuberance on the field. Congratulations to him on his first pro start. 27 there in the middle of your screen, giving chase. Chris Tierpak, watch out. Was looking for Elizondo, stepped away. Pachaco. Van Eyck. Looking for him to improve his consistency here down the stretch, Van Eyck. So far today, I think it's the best game we've seen from him over this last month.
His impact was felt early, and he just continues to get forward when he has the opportunity, and I think that's key for a player like Van Eyck, who has the ability to constantly impact. He needs to be around the ball, or he needs to constantly be around the play, because he has the ability to do so. So the fact that he's putting himself in positions to do so, I think that's the key for him.
Pachaco, Pineda, Van Eyck. Van Eyck scissored to the ground by Rodriguez. And it's a quick restart. Pachaco, mano a mano. Van Eyck. Van Eyck on the ground. A touch from Ibiaga. And a corner.
I love the direction that you're seeing from Ibiaga. He wasn't happy with that short free kick, how it was played so quickly. He's telling his players the way that he directs them around. I love that. You see the passion that he plays with, and that's what makes a good center back. He's always communicating.
In swinger, Ibiaga got up. Gordon further. Well, this clearance not nearly complete yet, and it's a foul against Pineda. Cyprian Hedrick back to his feet. You don't look like you agree with it.
I feel like that's what I have to see in slow motion. I mean, originally it looked the way that Hedrick went in, that would be a foul called on him. The way that he went in. The second view, I may think a little different, but I think I'd have to look at that a couple more times just because it was kind of weird how it happened. 2 Orange County players, Hedrick coming in. I don't know if he got tripped. I don't know if he was tackling.
And it wasn't a full-on extension slide. He sort of dropped down to it.
Right. And the way it happened in real time, the first one, it did look like he was tackling.
Here's Hedrick now. Found Noonan up the wing. Turned by Elizondo. Elizondo. Noonan looking for Presley, still alive, trying to bicycle it back. Rodriguez right to Lyon. Hey, soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the United Soccer League. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. With Morgan Conklin, Mike Watts, USL Week 25 action. Season sprinting toward conclusion. Orange County hosting San Antonio tonight. Orange County can put themselves right back into the playoff conversation with a victory. San Antonio nearing the shutout record for the league, but just as importantly, could clinch a playoff spot here tonight. Any game moving forward with just another 3 points. Off of Franco. Aggressive restart from San Antonio. Sorto took it away. Gordon giving chase. Gordon on the spin, leaves it off to Tierpak. Tierpak again. Lays it off for Presley. Presley puts it on his right, taken away.
You can see the confidence that Orange County is playing with. The high pressure from San Antonio, and they're not afraid to just play out of the back when they're under some pressure in their own half.
Cochran. The linesman seems to be pointing one way according to Oliver. Right now the earpiece in that right ear. Alejandro Mariscal surely has something crackling through it. And it was not a throw at all. It was a foul conceded. There's a bit of a push right at the touchline to try and let that ball out. And so it's Gordon. Ibiaga was forward. Hedrick giving chase. Both center backs are up. Gordon almost got there again. Ibiaga spears a header forward. Touched by Rodriguez off of Tierpak. Hedrick cleans it up. Ryan Rochendell making his 4th start of the year, previously with Austin Aztecs. Good run for Orange County. Big step from Hedrick. Halftime. 0-0, but a good save from Charlie Lyon early on. Restrepo has been up to the task as well, and it's been a pretty spirited 45 minutes.
It's been a high-energy 0-0 game. Oftentimes we see teams sit in, especially midweek matchups, but I like the fact that both these teams are playing for the playoffs, and you see it, the way that they're playing on the field, the energy that they're bringing, the numbers they're getting forward. I think towards the end of this game, it's going to get really interesting to see how they approach it, but really solid first half. It started early on, and they kept the energy throughout.
All smiles through 45 minutes. The goalkeeping has been superb. Chris Tierpak showing off the moves. Lyon, big stops early. I'll show you the highlights. Look around the league when we return, scoreless at the half.
You're young, you're busy. We get that. You don't want to think about healthcare until you need it. But when you do need it, Hoag will make it easy by providing convenient, reliable care that's tailored to you. We're here when you need us, with same-day appointments at our Hoag Medical Group offices, urgent care locations open 7 days a week, and phone consultations when you just can't make it in. Hoag is here for you, and will continue to be here through every exciting twist and turn along your life's journey.
Cal South is the official state association for soccer in Southern California, with 154,000 youth players. We have soccer opportunities for all ages and skill levels. Our recreational leagues focus on creating a balanced and competitive setting. The Cal South Pro Plus program is the most progressive, inclusive, and successful youth player identification system in the U.S. Visit calsouth.com, connect, and join us. Cal South. Excellence in soccer.
When I was first diagnosed, they gave me about 2 years to live.
After they took it out, they did some additional tests, and it found out that yes, it was a cancerous tumor.
I had an aorta dissection, and that triggered a stroke on top of it.
I've been in treatment a little over 2 years. They saved my life.
If I hadn't been pregnant, they would not have found that mess. If it hadn't been for Ben, I might not be here.
It was amazing that he has knowledge to do what he has to do to save me.
Halftime in Orange County. San Antonio on the road with a win could clinch. Orange County could find their way back into the playoff picture tonight. Mike Watts, Morgan Conklin back with you. And let's take a look around the United Soccer League. Some news and notes from what we've seen thus far in the past week. And Sonny Jane is the reigning player of the week. Richmond scored goals and Orlando City B lost for the first time in 13 matches. How about that?
I think normally if you're one of the goal scorers in that game to end a 12-game unbeaten streak, you might be in the running for player of the week.
And then Reno, they've moved over San Antonio, who have a game in hand and they can move back into second. But for now, you look at Reno, what a shocker how quickly they've moved up.
I mean, for an expansion team, such a great first season for them, no matter what, and to be able to continue to get results this late in the season, that can just translate into playoff once they clinch. When they clinch, if they can continue to get results to have that run into playoffs, I mean, for the first year, all they are playing for, it's not bad.
Not bad from the new Nevada team. There's another one coming not too far down the line next year. But here's a look at the Western Conference playoff bracket as it exists today. Reno could be hosting in that first round along with Real Monarchs, Swope Park, San Antonio. Is there one particular matchup you like more than the other three as it stands right now?
I mean, the San Antonio-Sacramento matchup, like you said, as it stands right now, that's a tough one. To get a result in San Antonio for Sacramento, but coming in on the road, San Antonio having to face them, and then also Reno and Phoenix. I mean, Reno so much to play for right now, but Phoenix, big players step up when they know they need to step up. I mean, they have Drogba coming back. I don't know, going to the playoffs, but I think San Antonio, that Sacramento matchup, if it stays, that's definitely where my eyes are going.
And Phoenix has games in hand. They could move up to 6th, even 5th over the course of the next week and a half with those games to be played. Here's the East as it stands right now. Louisville and Orlando have a couple of 2- and 3-goal wins going one way and the other. Tampa Bay right now would be on the road in the opening round. Cincinnati is just barely inside the playoff picture and the reigning champions. It would be really tough to have to go on the road to Rochester in the opening round.
I know, my eyes, though, are on that Orlando-Louisville game. I mean, the history between those two teams, and for Louisville to be as it is now, but if it stays like this, the top seed in the East, when they struggled against their last outing against Orlando, I mean, that would be a key matchup. And then I think Charleston, Tampa Bay is always a good matchup between those two, and for so much to play for, that's another good one.
So our eyes are certainly beginning to turn towards the brackets in the West and the Eastern Conference. The action continues here. San Antonio can make sure they're part of that bracket scenario, while Orange County can put themselves into the picture going on to the weekend at halftime. Orange County, San Antonio, 0-0.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority. Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars. Innovative technology and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
When you're responsible for your family's health, you need a partner you can trust. Let Hoag Medical Group guide your way to award-winning physicians and specialized services, access to Chalk Children's and convenient urgent care locations. Hoag has been recognized as one of the best regional hospitals by U.S. News and World Report. Get the peace of mind that comes from knowing your whole family receives the care they need at Hoag.
When I was first diagnosed, they gave me about 2 years to live.
After they took it out, they did some additional tests and it found out that yes, it was a cancerous tumor.
I had an aorta dissection and that triggered a stroke on top of it.
I've been in treatment a little over 2 years. They saved my life.
If I hadn't been pregnant, they would not have found that mess. If it hadn't been for Ben, I might not be here.
It was amazing that he has knowledge to do what he has to do to save me.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
In-N-Out Burger. It's a tradition, unlike any other. In-N-Out Burger. Halftime here at Orange County's Great Park. 0-0 between San Antonio and Orange County. Please take that off the screen. I can't look anymore. Here's the halftime stats from the opening 45. Corners galore for Orange County.
Especially early in the game, they had a couple opportunities getting forward. And they did a good job of keeping the ball in play once they had it. Pacheco tries to get on the end of that, just pushes the header wide, but then he creates. A couple minutes later, they get Parra forward, goes with the right-footed shot. Ibiaga's there to stop it, and then he does a quick spin and tries to get it on his left foot to go once again.
So this comes in the 13th minute. Parra trying to get by Sebastian Ibiaga. So continued good opportunities in the 18th minute for Orange County.
And just a really nice initial touch coming from Alvarez. Not the cleanest because there's a lot of traffic in there, but he sets up the ball in an area that it can pop back out and stay alive. But the way that he comes forward to that, it falls to Parra, and then he can create from there.
Osei-Kuda, not nearly Osei-Kuda enough. Now we move forward in the first half of action, and San Antonio started to get forward and grow into the game as a counter-attacking side. Tierpak, how does he keep the ball, and how does this stay out?
I mean, he just spins around, but the way that he gets to the end line at a diagonal, drops it back across to Gordon, who does what he needs to do in this moment. Great ball back, flicks it back. Gordon gets a touch on it and just misses Elizondo. He's there. He knows he had the opportunity. It just slips wide.
Ibiaga getting forward. Elizondo playing Gordon not once, but twice unable to put it in.
And Gordon knew that that was an opportunity that missed. The way that the ball falls to him off the deflection, pops right back to him on his right foot. He strikes a really nice ball, but Charlie Lyon once again just comes up big for this Orange County team.
And 45 minutes gone, the goalkeepers up to the task. Lyon, the biggest save of the game thus far. And there are your halftime statistics. A pretty level match so far.
I find it hard to believe for Orange County that out of their 10 shots, only 1 was on target. They seem to have more than that. The way that they pressured the goal, got the numbers forward, but for San Antonio, they've made the most of their chances. Possession, they're struggling just a little bit. I think Orange County is just taking their time on the ball and creating more once they get forward. But San Antonio, 8 shots to have 3 on target, and they've been very dangerous shots on target.
So 0-0 at halftime. Diego Restrepo looking for an 11th shutout. He's 4 short right now of the single-season league record. Van Avike trying to find what would be one of the biggest goals in his Orange County tenure. Referee walking the ball out to midfield where Irvin Parra looks to add a 2nd consecutive game-winning goal after knocking off Swope Park Rangers, the 4th-ranked team in the Western Conference and the reigning conference champions last time out. Big matchup for both sides. Orange County can move into 8th tonight. San Antonio can move back into 2nd and become the 2nd team in the USL to clinch a playoff position in the USL Cup Playoffs. Parra's ready to go, so are we, and we are on to the second half of play. It's Hume in the back line. Looks like it skipped up and got a piece of Ibiaga. Play continues. It's Noonan, who was a part of 12 shutouts with Louisville last year. Very strong defensive side. Turning on it, Elizondo. Elizondo into the box. Restrepo. Or make it Lyon making the stop. Getting down. Forcing that out. Second major save by Lyon so far in the match.
Walker Hume has been lucky a couple times. The way these quick players are getting at him, he's just taking his time. He has long strides, but he takes his time trying to clear that ball, and Elizondo is just able to run right through it. But Charlie Lyon, once again, just coming up massive for his team.
Cut over Ibiaga. Rodriguez. Gordon. Gordon again! Slid over the bar. Was it a defensive touch that knocked it out? Yes, it is. It's a corner. Oscar Sorto, bit lame getting back up.
Cesar Elizondo has been on the edge of scoring 3 times. He has been so close. He's knocking on the door for the San Antonio team.
First corner of the match for San Antonio. Gordon bounces off the chest. The San Antonio player and away altogether. Noonan, Presley, circles around, deflects off Oseguda, another corner to San Antonio, which apparently these corners can only happen on the right-hand side of your screen tonight.
You good? Yes.
Gordon off a tier pack. Hedrick, another corner. Let's do it again. Third corner in the opening 3+ minutes, the second half. Gordon off the head of Tierpak. There's a reason he was so open. Arms outstretched. A battle he won't win. Alvarez. Pachaco. Osegura. Off the head of Cochran. Salma Perez pointing for the throw.
Pachuca made that much more difficult than he needed to. His first touch was directly in front of him, not at an angle, so he wasn't able to get around the ball enough to cross it himself. Luckily, he had Osegura coming up behind him to help him with that play, because Alvarez played that ball perfectly where it needed to go, right into the corner, but his first touch didn't set him up in a good position.
Oliver, ton of experience in Holland. Dutchman set the line up. The 50-minute mark. Oliver. Bouncing ball. Gordon. Good header into space. Presley corrals. Diego Restrepo from the back. Good run forward, Noonan. Gordon keeping it alive. Presley turning. Elizondo. Presley on Franco. Another corner for San Antonio.
It's interesting to watch how San Antonio, the players interchange and overlap. You see Gordon all over the place. He was playing more in the midfield, and then in the first half, he almost looked more like a third forward for San Antonio. And then Connor Presley has kind of found his way wide, but the way that they interchange makes it difficult to defend.
Another corner. Nodded away. Noonan has Gordon. Gordon pushing up. Still has room. Lays it off. Rodriguez, too far for Noonan. Hey fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast, Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC, Channel 85, and on the SiriusXM app. And don't forget, the USL Game of the Week airs on SiriusXM FC. Check USLsoccer.com for all the dates and times. One Darren Powell was on Monday night. That's available on the app. So too is Luke Spencer from Louisville City, who scored his 9th goal of the year in a 3-0 drubbing the Pittsburgh Riverhounds at Highmark Stadium on the weekend. Noonan over the head of Tierpak. Long run out the other way. Goalkeeper's way out. Restrepo brings the attack up for San Antonio. The turn by Gordon. Tried to lay it through for Elizondo. Play will come back. And a yellow card on the way as well. Goes to Sorto.
Omar Gordon has been so good for San Antonio tonight. He is quick the way he comes to the ball and uses his body, his size, to hold off a player. Sorto, there's no shot of him winning that ball whatsoever. The way that Gordon is holding him off and trying to get at the goal, his best bet is just trying to really claw him down because Gordon was in behind and was gone.
Gordon played in the Gold Cup. Kevon Lambert, who signed with Phoenix Rising, Gold Cup. Jamaica's roster rated a bit by USL teams. So far, producing pretty good opportunities for respective sides. It's Ben Noonan who's going to take this. Bit of a utility player over the course of his career. Noonan lines it in front. Ibiaga may have gotten a touch, but it looks like Noonan has his first goal in a San Antonio uniform.
Noonan knew exactly where he wanted to go with this. Ibiaga just draws traffic in front of line, which makes it difficult for him to see. Walker Hume comes across. It looks like he might get a touch on it, but Ibiaga just is able to just distract Lyon as that ball finds the corner.
And it is indeed Ben Noonan's goal, in part thanks to the dummy by Sebastian Ibiaga. Right now on the sideline, we'll get to that in a moment. Here's Alvarez, laying off, ball played low, right in front, continued on. Parra had a shot, it ricochets out. Orange County looking for an instant response.
That's a great response for Orange County on the other side of this goal.
Did he touch this? You tell me. The person on the touch line says yes. It appeared no.
I can't tell from that angle, but what he does, he has a huge impact on that goal, whether he touches it or not, because it forces Walker Hume to come across the goal, and Lyon doesn't have a clear view of it.
And you just assume that's going to get touched, right? You assume that's going to take a ricochet with a guy running right in front of you that way.
Absolutely, and defensively, Hume, you're there. You cannot let that slide by, whether or not Ibiaga touched that. If it came from Noonan, you can't allow that just to bounce in the 6 and find its way to the back. If you're there, you have to win that.
Tierpak. Gordon. Gordon lays it off, Elizondo. Give it a rip. There's Ben Noonan, who might have scored, probably did score. In my mind, still has scored. But the fourth official says, there's your goal scorer, Sebastian Ibiaga. Either way, San Antonio's got the lead, and they're 33 minutes away from potentially clinching a playoff position for the USL Cup Playoffs set to begin next month. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other if you're a San Antonio fan, I think. Or half of 6 and a baker's dozen. Depends how you view the numbers. That's out, and a goal kick coming.
No idea. It's so hard to tell from this angle. It almost looks like it.
That his back heel?
That would be nice.
No,
I don't think so, but that would be cool.
I'm just. There's one person who knows. The ball hit your foot or it didn't. There's only so far modern technology can take us. San Antonio now officially has the advantage in shots, and of course they've got the go-ahead goal. Here's Newnham. Lifts it through. Tierpak kicked out by Hume. Corner to San Antonio.
The response was good from Orange County right after that goal when they had the opportunity going forward. It's kind of going back to San Antonio right now in terms of momentum. If Orange County, they need a good stop right here on this corner and then try to build an attack to set a tone once again, because they've lost that little bit of momentum that they responded to the goal with.
Gordon got all the way through. Long run collected again. Second service away from Hedrick. Elizondo. Elizondo went in hard, and player still down for Orange County as a result. Elizondo will come over, take a look. Nothing malicious. Elizondo simply trying to send that back on frame. That's Frank Oliver.
He took a foot to the upper body.
And there's the yellow card. Yellow card number 6 of the year for Elizondo. Rochandel, Ibiaga. Elizondo picking up the caution. Nada back from Alvarez, who came on loan from Los Angeles FC. Seguda. On it again, the native of Santa Ana in California. Para. Service across the box. Alvarez brings it down. Alvarez tries to go through the legs of Newnham. A lot of room for Maxi Rodriguez, the 22-year-old San Antonio native. Hey, soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. More information by visiting NikeSoccer.com. Tierpak didn't have the overlapping run he had anticipated. Chaco. Tierpak covered a lot of ground to get back.
That's not easy. It's
Nope.
difficult the way he worked back.
Gordon took it away from Oliver. Wow, look at Gordon go. Gordon continuing on, playing it through Elizondo. And Lyon is there. It goes untouched, a goal kick.
Omar Gordon tracked back defensively to get on the end of a poor pass and then just kept the ball himself, outruns most of this Orange County team, but also has the composure to pick his head up and see the run coming across from Elizondo. He's been incredible tonight in the run of play, the way that he gets forward, tracks back, but just the awareness as he's going forward with such speed to slow up and know that the best option there is probably to pass it off like he did.
Played low by Oseguda. Down goes with quite the acrobatic move. Para. Ball back across, headed away by Ibiaga. Tierpak. Rodriguez. San Antonio has shuffled the deck a bit over the course of the last stretch here. Bringing in Mike Seth, who was released by Phoenix. You look at some changes they made. AJ Ajekwa going to Colorado Springs. Sean Chin as well. Of course, Carlos Alvarez, who's now playing against them, was with them last year. And you look at the guys that changed off the roster from a season ago. But late in the season, they've made some moves, and Gordon has certainly paid off so far. Here's Alvarez. Alvarez, a curler! Oh, he just missed it. Oh, he almost made San Antonio pay in a major way.
Alvarez did not miss this by much. Just has way too much time. He gets inside of Noonan. Nobody steps to him. Continues on with his run. He knew where he wanted to go, the way he bent that ball, the curve that it has at the end, the way that it tails towards the goal, but he just missed.
Whew. USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world. It features some of the game's top talent, rising stars. Stay up to date, all the latest league news and information by visiting USLsoccer.com or follow them on Twitter at USL. Here's Alvarez, one of the budding young stars potentially in this league. Give and go, Pacheco. Driven ball that's out of the reach of everybody.
Early on, it seemed like Orange County was completely on the same page as a team. They knew where the movements were coming from. They knew they'd have numbers forward. They knew they'd have options. And I think in the second half, they started like that, but after the goal, that's what they've lacked going forward, is knowing where the options, where the players will be. There's just been a disconnect ever since the goal that was scored on them.
It's Gordon again. Presley sends it on the ground. It's picked up by Lyon. There's no team in the league that can make a 1-0 result stand as well as San Antonio does. Best defense statistically in the league by a pretty decent margin. And their goal-scoring acumen isn't really all that impressive. Hara drops it off. Referee is in the way.
Just a little nudge.
Little nudge, yeah.
Excuse me.
Osaguda, handball, goes against Tierpak. Tierpak saying it was my face.
I don't think that was his face.
Didn't look like it. And a yellow card to Tierpak? That card's finding its way out of the pocket a little more often than perhaps anticipated. And that's yellow card number 6 of the year for Chris Tierpak. It's Oliver. Oliver to the back post. Ibiaga rising up. Sorto going all the way back, and San Antonio will set their lines again.
And that's not what Orange County wanted to do when they had an opportunity. It's fine to play the ball out, but to go all the way back to your goalkeeper, like you said, allow San Antonio to completely reset defensively. And for a team like San Antonio to be able to do that, it's already difficult to break them down. Why give them an opportunity to completely reset from top to bottom?
Here comes Gordon. Ricochets back to Lyon. Goes off the elbow.
So not Tierpak's face, but also I don't agree that that's a yellow card.
No. 70th minute, San Antonio 1-0 lead. No Seguda. Got this through on the ground. Get heavy-handed on the touch. But Chaco off the head of Hedrick. Another corner as Orange County tries to break down San Antonio for the first time tonight. Lofted ball across. Ibiaga there again. Ibiaga trying to set everybody up. It's Alvarez again! Over by Restrepo.
Alvarez likes that shot. He sets it up, has enough time to take a peek, and it's a little more difficult than it normally would be for Restrepo because he's in a place where he can either cross it or shoot it like he just did. So Restrepo has to read the situation in order to know where he has to go.
Oliver. Ibiaga diving out at it. It's still alive. Comes down for Pineda. Sorto. Van Avike. Ever Guzman waiting at the near touch line to introduce his presence to the match for San Antonio. Presley making his first pro start in on Franco. Crossfield pass, Noonan slows up. Presley, could this be the end of his night with Guzman waiting to come on? Hedrick out of play, and a change coming. Guzman is coming on. That's enough for Presley. Not a bad first start for a player who impressed as a trialist, his first professional start. The FC Dallas Academy, time in Europe as well. He's just gonna walk off the field. He's gonna take the long walk. These young kids need to learn more about time wasting. That wasn't nearly good enough from the San Antonio freshman.
Well, for a player who only played 44 minutes coming into this game, he might have not been a part of too much time wasting, but not a bad performance from him. I think he and Omar Gordon got a little mixed up at times in terms of their runs and the way they were trying to support going forward. They often were caught making the same exact run. But I think he definitely found the ball in dangerous positions, did what he could. Not a bad showing from him.
And if you think about the options they have on the wings, we could see Forbes work his way back in. Chaplow will come on for Pineda. Orange County seeks out an equalizer. Each team has gone to the bench once now.
Well, and like you were saying about Presley, it's just another option for San Antonio.
Chaplow. Turned over in midfield, Van Avijk. San Antonio taking a draw on the road against Galaxy 2. One of the best teams at home in the league this year. They're likely to have home field advantage in at least the opening round and likely further into the USL Cup playoffs. Off of Cochran. Ball lined across. That was dangerous, but never found an attacking foot. When you think about this defense for San Antonio, and at risk of sounding naive, there's a difference between being difficult to beat and a team that doesn't lose. And you look at San Antonio, only 2 losses this year. It's difficult to beat Real Monarchs, but they have lost 4 times. San Antonio does not lose. They will draw, but at the end of the day, they almost always take points.
Because they're difficult to score on, and it's one of those things, as a team, if you have the ability to make it difficult for other teams to score on you, if you're difficult to score on, you can almost guarantee that you are going to get points throughout the season. Maybe it's not the prettiest performance, maybe you're struggling to score, but if you cannot be scored on, you're going to get points. You're going to at least end up with a draw, if not better.
Chaplow trying to get in behind. Restrepo is out to grab that and kept it inside the box too.
And Mike, going back to that, that was something that we were talking about before this match. In terms of going into the postseason, is it better to be difficult to beat, or is it better to be not being able to be scored on? And I think that is something that different people have different opinions, but I think going into the postseason, if you can't be scored on, that's a really great place to be, because look at San Antonio. They've tied 10 matches. In the postseason, you can't tie. It's going to go. You need a winner. So if they're a team that cannot be scored on, the best game plan for that is continue to play tight defense, and worst comes to worst, we'll practice our PKs, and we'll make sure we can close games out. Because if you can't be scored on, you're either guaranteed to win, or it's going to come down to PKs at the last moment.
The team right now with a 13-2-10 record, and you saw the note there a moment ago, points in 23 of 25, reminds you of the 2015 Rochester Rhinos that won it all. Not flashy, they're still not. Bob Lilly has never led a flashy team, but they counter really well. Scoring a goal against them is a nightmare for an opposing offense to try and figure out. And it's not to say that Orange County won't find one late tonight or that San Antonio can't be beaten. But right now, they just don't look like a team that's set to lose in regulation in a playoff-type atmosphere the way they're playing right now.
And it's difficult to face a team that you know is going to be tough to score on.
Van Avijk trying to change that narrative a bit. And Cochran there, a guy who you talked to, great one-on-one on the wing. Tack on for Orange County here, ball across looking for Alvarez. Cleared only to Van Avijk. Sliding challenge, space closed down again by Cochran, a corner. Van Avijk again, headed out by Tierpak. Follow-up lifted into the box, and Restrepo will allow that by. This is a team that isn't starting Stephen McCarthy tonight, one of the best aerial center backs in the Western Conference. Michael Reed, one of the great holding midfielders in the Western Conference. Did not make the start tonight, isn't available in the 18, but has started 20 times this year. Forbes isn't starting tonight. You go down the list, and it's a very impressive San Antonio team when you think about how the playoff picture is going to work out, and that's where we are in this season now. Rafa Castillo out again. Matt Cardoni, the other player on the injury report this evening. Now for a throw, but it's a change for Orange County. Off comes Alvarez, who had 2 curling efforts that just missed the target. 1 saved. Zach Kobayashi comes on. Ibiaga got in there. Gordon continuing the other way. Chaplow took it away from Elizondo. A lot of space here for Osaguda. Kobayashi, first real opportunity on the ball. Para, Chaplow. Chaplow lining it up. Para on the turn, plays for Kobayashi. Para's got it back, he shoots right into Restrepo, makes the catch.
Orange County doing all that they can in tight spaces. Parra took a small touch before he took that shot, and it allowed San Antonio to slide over. If he can just hit this first time instead of taking that second little touch, he does his first turn and then he adds a little one. If he gets rid of that, it doesn't allow San Antonio to slide over a little bit defensively and get it, really squeeze that space.
Chaplow again, a couple of incisive balls already for the captain. This time the skipper sends it out. Hey fans, stay up to date. The latest USL news and information from around the league is on USL Coast to Coast Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific on Sirius XMFC Channel 85. And don't forget, XMFC airs the USL Game of the Week. Check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Para. Ball serve, Para the target, it goes all the way across the face of goal. And Tierpak slid it out. Initially pointing towards a goal kick, now it's a corner.
Para setting up Oliver for that ball, and he stays with it, forces his way into the box as well to get a little touch on that, and makes Restrepo have to decide if he's going to go to the player or where the flick is.
Oliver again is Orange County coming closer. Oliver kicked out. Kobayashi turns, shoots, headed away. Restrepo looking to make a diving stop. Elizondo is there defensively.
We've spoken so many times about how strong the San Antonio defense is. One thing that makes them so good is the way that they work for each other. They don't allow Restrepo to have to make a save there. They have a defender, thinks he can get it, forces it out of play to not put that just on his goalkeeper.
Van Eyck, spin move. Continues on. Kobayashi laying it off, it's Chaplow. Ibiaga there again. None of these San Antonio players are allowing a free shot on goal. Another look for Van Eyck. Toward Hume. Brought down Pachaco. Sorto. Sorto lines it. Been a touch from Ibiaga. Kobayashi trying to break through. Stephen McCarthy will come on. A very defensive-minded move. Maxi Rodriguez, the local kid, 22 years old, will make his way off.
Pumping the arms to make it look like he's running faster.
Look at him go.
That's a good time-wasting move.
He can go teach something to Connor Presley. Keep those arms pumping. Here comes McCarthy. Tierpak. I shouldn't be advocating for this. Time wasting. Shouldn't be advocating for that.
I just love how players do it different ways. Some like to tie their shoes. I always just walked for the ball. Would not pump my arms faster, but do it every now and then, add a jog step to it.
Right.
Every player has their own thing.
Mine's crawl off after 4 minutes of lung-bursting athletic endeavor.
That would definitely waste time.
Foul at the near touchline, Oseguda. Is McCarthy going into the book, right into the game? Yes. Third player for San Antonio to play now on a yellow. Yellow card number 8 of the year for McCarthy. McCarthy, who once was a defensive player of the year in the New England Revolution organization. Still 5 minutes plus remaining in this one. Liver at times, provided good service. You have it in him here. McCarthy's been in the game for 2 minutes, and already the referee saying he has his eyes on him. Liver, first ball won by San Antonio. Second ball skips back to Oliver, sliding challenge, and now Tierpak breaking out. Joined by Guzman. Tierpak slides it further. Gordon trying to slip through. Turn, ball played low towards Gordon, followed up. Orange County clears that danger. Ball in the box. Spun out wide. Oseguda wasn't there. That was prime real estate for Pachaco.
And that's the frustration with not being on the same page. There are moments when Orange County is clicking, they get forward, the energy is there. There's options, and then at other times, it's just very disjointed, and they almost seem to be doing things more individually than others because they just don't have players around them.
Cochran. It's McCarthy. Hedrick. Restrepo. James Baxendale is the third and final substitute. Chaplow is coming off. Came on as a substitute, and that's simply all he was able to give tonight.
He's been hobbling for a couple minutes. Not exactly sure when the issue occurred, but that's not a sub that they wanted to make for Chaplow. Obviously, Baxendale's a player that has the ability to impact a game. They brought him in. They usually bring him in off the bench, but not for Chaplow, was most likely the game plan.
Baxendale spinning away. There was a no call closer to the area. Well, it means no Walito Fernandez or Roy Mius or Shola Abalaji tonight on the offensive end. Thrown in by Oseguda. Para belongs to San Antonio. Sorto met by Gordon. Lifted long. Cleared to Baxendale. On a long dribble, Van Evijk cutting central. Baxendale back toward the corner, lifting it across, setting up a bicycle try. Now Elizondo carrying it out of danger. His back pass intercepted. Kobayashi, legs cut out underneath Hedrick. We've seen a lot of yellow cards in this game, and that seemed like one where you could pretty easily yank one out.
And for other ones that have been given out, I'm kind of surprised not to see one.
Right. And Oseguda going in. Elizondo slow to his feet. Nearing halfway point of second half stoppage.
Oseguda just running through. That doesn't need to happen.
Orange County gives the ball right back. Is there a late equalizer to be had here? Or will San Antonio clinch their first playoff spot? Joining Real Monarchs officially in the Western Conference playoff picture. Baxendale. Guzman out in front of him. Leading up the line. Gordon cutting it off. One more minute of stoppage time to be had. Para trailing. Ibiaga deflects it. Restrepo dives down.
You see Orange County pushing towards the end, getting Hume high, but what is so impressive from San Antonio is the fact that they're 92 plus and still getting most of their players behind the ball defensively. Still difficult to break down this late in the game.
Baxendale, Gordon giving chase. Baxendale lifts it into the box. Restrepo got a touch. Kobayashi heads it right into Restrepo. He almost surely just palmed down a playoff spot for San Antonio.
Baxendale doing what he needs to do, sending the ball in. Parr going up for the header in traffic, forcing Restrepo off his line. Calmly bringing that ball down, and San Antonio.
It's official. Darren Powell has led San Antonio in to the USL Cup Playoffs clinching with a half dozen games to go. Diego Restrepo, another shutout, his 11th of the year, the team's 14th. It finishes 1-0 San Antonio over Orange County, who remain in 10th.
A game that had so much on the line for both sides did not disappoint, especially in the first half. Newnham coming up big for his team on that free kick. Orange County doing all that they could to respond, but we've said it so many times. San Antonio is so difficult to break down. It takes something extremely creative, extremely special, sometimes a bit of luck. Orange County had opportunities, they just didn't have it tonight.
Kobayashi had the last chance for Orange County. They're unable to come away with a goal. San Antonio does what they've done so often this year. Over half their matches, they've come away with a shutout. San Antonio winner away to Orange County tonight. We wrap it up. Orange County stays in 10th. San Antonio's into the playoffs. Highlights and stats after this.
You're young, you're busy. We get that. You don't want to think about healthcare until you need it. But when you do need it, Hoag will make it easy by providing convenient, reliable care that's tailored to you. We're here when you need us, with same-day appointments at our Hoag Medical Group offices, urgent care locations open 7 days a week, and phone consultations when you just can't make it in. Hoag is here for you, and will continue to be here through every exciting twist and turn along your life's journey.
When I was first diagnosed, they gave me about 2 years to live.
After they took it out, they did some additional tests and it found out that yes, it was a cancerous tumor.
I had an aorta dissection and that triggered a stroke on top of it.
I've been in treatment a little over 2 years. They saved my life.
If I hadn't been pregnant, they would not have found that mess. If it hadn't been for Ben, I might not be here.
It was amazing that he has knowledge to do what he has to do to save me.
South is the official state association for soccer in Southern California, with 154,000 youth players. We have soccer opportunities for all ages and skill levels. Our recreational leagues focus on creating a balanced and competitive setting. The Cal South Pro Plus program is the most progressive, inclusive, and successful youth player identification system in the U.S. Visit calsouth.com, connect, and join us. Cal South. Excellence in soccer.
Full time in Orange County, not the result that the home side was looking for. They're going on the road next. For San Antonio, it's mission accomplished. Last year, out on the last day of the regular season. This year, they clinch a playoff position. They don't wait nearly so long to make it happen. Mike Watts, Morgan Conklin back with you. Let's take a look at full-time highlights from this game. And Orange County early on, it was free kicks, corner kicks, opportunities galore. But we saw San Antonio in the second half getting forward. Elizondo finding Gordon, not once, but twice, midway through the first half, rather.
And one of the many times Gordon was around goal, whether he was shooting, setting up, but this was definitely his best chance. The way that the ball fell to him off the deflection, he just couldn't get it to go. A big save from Lyon.
We move forward to the second half. This is the first minute of the second half. Elizondo driving in. Another good save by Charlie Lyon.
Elizondo was so difficult for Orange County to deal with. He just blows past Walker Hume, takes too much time on the ball, and just gets forward. But for Orange County, the difference maker, the ball played in from Newnham. Ibiaga does a nice job of bringing Hume across Lyon, distracting him almost, so he can't see the ball clearly. He thinks it's going to be cleared out or deflected, but the way that it bounces.
Is it a touch? Is it a phantom touch? Who knows? But in the 55th minute, it's 1-0 in favor of San Antonio, who continue to move the ball forward. Gordon was fantastic tonight.
And what was so impressive on this play was the way he worked defensively to set it up. Tracks back defensively, gets his first touch forward, and explodes. And then has the awareness to slow down and play that ball into Elizondo.
Then Orange County trying to find an equalizer late. Alvarez tried a couple of bending balls.
One of their best chances. I love the way he knew where he wanted to go and the way he hit the ball with the tail. How it comes around.
Ball bouncing wide again. It's Alvarez. Almost. Restrepo, nice touch.
And it was difficult for him because he needed to be aware of whether the ball was going to be across or whipped in the way that Alvarez played it.
Continuing into the final minutes of the match now. Baxendale across. Found its way through. The corner would come.
And Kobayashi on that far post for the first of two opportunities that he would have, just getting in behind, but Restrepo did a nice job just to distract, and whether he got a touch or just get in the way of that ball.
Oliver rather on that service. This final minutes, Baxendale was the server there. Kobayashi nearly hit that across the face of goal.
And Kobayashi did what he needed to do. He knew he wanted to go back across the goal. You see him square his shoulders, try to hit that ball with pace, but Restrepo just follows it back into his goal.
Darren Powell is now a playoff coach in this league, shaking hands with Logan Paws and the staff from Orange County. Here are the full-time statistics, Morgan. This was a really spirited, strong midweek game.
Which was really nice, because sometimes we see with squad rotations, but for both these teams having a lot to play for, we definitely were not short on chances. Orange County is a team that's been creating a lot lately. They just have to focus on the finishing aspect and making it sharper. They get forward. They've created chances on Phoenix. Obviously in the win against Swope Park. Against a very good San Antonio team, they got forward. Just it has to be a little bit better in terms of the finish and a little cleaner.
San Antonio, a 1-0 winner. Orange County, well, it's disappointment. They're unable to find a winning streak. They're unable to remain unbeaten over a 2-game stretch. Their next game at Vancouver on Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific. Both teams play next on Sunday. San Antonio is set to take on their 4th straight road game at Swope Park on the 17th as well. Full-time in Orange County. San Antonio is officially a playoff team, and they do it on the road. In-N-Out Burger probably would have been a nice addition to the night for us, but either way, Gordon, fantastic. Restrepo, a shutout. Lyon did the best he could, but the goal comes from Ben Noonan in the 55th for Andrew Firestein, Scott Ferguson, Jonathan Tellicher, and Morgan Conklin, the analyst. Mike Watts saying so long. Orange County falls San Antonio into the playoffs. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.